Hey y'all, gravity. Any evening above ground, live it. I know I'm doing a Saturday show. I know it's weird because I'm in the trade and we don't have Saturdays off, but they actually gave me one. So I said, let me take advantage of it, especially because I didn't see Jason Black say he's going to do a show today. So let me take advantage. Maybe I can take some of that crowd, but probably not. But it's okay. That's fine. We need to talk about this. DSA one, hello. All right, this Israel Hamas thing. Like I said before, I stand with Black America, and that's not going to change. This ain't our fight. Even though they're trying to bring us into it, they throw black people into it. They try to throw the black code words, and we just looking at them like, listen, we got other problems here. We got a border we need to fix. We got to get some resolution with what's going on in Chicago with this migrant crisis. Shout out to Afro Elite and TD Hip Hop Media for keeping us abreast of this. Oh, but I said I want to go down this rabbit hole of Israel and Palestine. I want to go down that rabbit hole a little bit. You know, take y'all to church on a Saturday night. I know y'all about to get treated like 7 Day Adventists, but you know, let's have some fun. Let's see if we can learn something. Tater Man, hello. All right, let's begin. Now we all know that this Israel Hamas thing has been going on for about what 2 weeks now. 2 weeks. All right, whatever. It's annoying. It is. Everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be on the forefront of what's going on out here. Everybody wants to be able to put up their tweets, put up their bullshit, and be the ones that say, "Hey, I've got the inside scoop." I don't care. Okay? Again, I stand with Black America. We are in trouble. And that's where the focus should be. Not this idiot over there in the White House giving away resources to protect this country. I say we take back all the foreign aid and we invest back in the home. But, you know, they'll never do it. So I figure we start with what's going on there, the latest news, because some shit has happened. Oh, yes, some shit has happened. Family, did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know that there was a protest in London today? Did you know this? You know, if you knew this, I was watching the coverage on BBC. It was quite exhilarating to watch. I think we'll start there. Tabernacle. We'll start there once this ad comes up. But yes, there was they said there was like at least 100,000 people in London today. Now I don't know. That number might be exaggerated, but what they saying online, it was about 100,000. All right, come on, goddamn. Let's get to the show. Now here we go. Now I don't know. I've never used what is this? Reuters like that. So I don't know if it's gonna be music or it's gonna be an actual report, but we'll see. Fair use. They brought out the flares.
Superpowers at play are not doing enough at the moment. This is why we're here.
Yo, doctor who shot you up with the Botox did a lot. Okay, there shouldn't be any jokes tonight. Continue, man. They all over the city blood. So this was organized by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. Huh. Okay. Do your thing. Now, do you guys think this was a peaceful protest? Do you think so? I think it might have been. You know, multiple thousands of people outside for a cause. You know, it might have been peaceful.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern
Via the Independent, tens of thousands marched through London calling for ceasefire in Israel-Hamas war. Tens of thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters have marched through central London demanding an end to the Israel-Hamas war. Around 100,000 pro-Palestinian demonstrators gathered holding banners, and fireworks and flares were set off as the mostly peaceful group of demonstrators snaked through the closed-off roads in Westminster on Saturday afternoon. So mostly peaceful. Don't you just love that statement, that phrase, family? Mostly peaceful. SC Johnson, hello. Actually, I'm not reading anything from Fox News. This is the Independent. This is over there in London. Yeah, I mean, we could look up Fox News if you want to see what their coverage was. Let's see. Punches and kicks were thrown as police clashed with some protesters close to Downing Street, where the Prime Minister has their offices. And also, I believe the mayor has his office down there. Demonstrators were told to move away as a man was taken to the floor and carried away to chants of "Let him go." Shit, sorry. I thought that was like I thought an ad was about to come up. My bad. The Metropolitan Police said on Saturday night that 9 arrests were made at the rally. 7 of those were alleged public order offenses, a number of which are being treated as hate crimes, while 2 are for suspected assaults on officers. Ooh. So y'all are over there protesting for a group of people, but y'all still had enough time to do hate crimes. And y'all wonder why I said a couple weeks ago that the UK is basically the haven and the starting place for white supremacy. Y'all are supposed to be helping get the word out for an oppressed people, but you still found time to be AKA racist. Sounds about UK. All right, we're going to continue. 1 man was arrested on Whitehall after an officer was assaulted and taken to hospital for laceration to the head. Another man was detained in Waterloo Road on suspicion of a racially aggravated public order offense and making threats to delete. Counter demonstrations were also taking place on Saturday, with dozens of people with Union flags standing close to the cenotaph on Whitehall, drawing chants of "Shame on you" from pro-Palestinian marchers. And for those who don't know what the cenotaph looks like, this is the cenotaph. That's the cenotaph. I believe this is where the fallen in history, I think this is where they're memorialized. Yes, it is a monument erected in honor of a dead person whose remains lie elsewhere. But okay. It was not immediately clear whether those arrested were taking part in the protest or counter demonstration. Police also issued an appeal to identify 2 women in connection with an alleged hate crime incident in Trafalgar Square. More than 1,000 Metropolitan police officers had been deployed across London for the rally, which was demanding an end to bombing in Gaza that has seen thousands of civilians deleted in the past 3 weeks. Large crowds gathered around the Embankment, Whitehall, the Strand, Westminster, and Waterloo Bridge, while several conditions have been imposed under the Public Order Act. They included that protesters should follow a specified route and should not gather in a specified area outside the Israeli embassy in Kensington, West London. A woman was knocked over by a police horse after the animal was startled by fireworks during the march, but appeared to be fine when she was brought back to her feet. Some protesters chanted "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." despite the controversy around the slogan's meaning, while a sound system led people to chant, "Stop arming Israel, stop bombing Gaza, and we are all Palestinian." More than 200 demonstrators are chanting more than 200 demonstrators chanting ceasefire now also carried out a sit-in at Waterloo Station, which is the biggest station in London, echoing the one that took place in New York's Grand Central Station on Friday evening. So let's see what this is. Interesting. Ahead of the protest, the Metropolitan Police warned, quote, "There is absolutely no place in London for hate crime. Officers will respond to any criminality where they see it and take decisive action, but there may be things not seen in the moment. We'll also be reviewing CCTV and image/video shared by the public to identify offenses." So the most, what they call it, the most surveilled city in the world. Yeah. Call light personality, hello. Greets, hello. Sun kiss, hello. They added that officers would intervene if protesters used the word Jesus Christ. Yo, they're great. They're great. Are you serious? The J word, you can't say that? All right, say less. I didn't realize that. That's crazy. You go to a protest and you can't even be right. You can't even say what you want to say.
Yo, fuck nuts.
I'd probably get thrown in jail if I was over there and said that. When the coppers tell the people they can't say that J word, they get off their horse and be
yo, like, fuck nuts.
Yeah. Come here, you fuckwad. Come here. Jesus. At a briefing ahead of Saturday's march, Kyle Gordon, who is leading the Mets command team, said, quote, "If someone is calling for the J word, specifically against Israel, the officers will intervene, gather information, and report it back to us." So if it was a J word against Palestine, that's okay. All right. Might as well go down that rabbit hole on a Saturday night. We're going to go down that rabbit hole, family. I just want I need y'all to strap in. We're going to go down that road tonight. The UK's connection to Israel and them folk. We're going to go there tonight. A Section 60 and Section 60 AA authority was put in place until midnight, giving police stop and search powers in the London boroughs of the city of Westminster and Kensington and Chelsea. Sounds like stop and frisk, does it not? But it's the UK, so it's a little more polite. We're not going to stop and frisk. We're going to stop and search because, we have to protect the king. I'm sorry. Yes, is the king that is in power now. Yes, we have to keep the public safe. Yes. So we will stop you and we will search you, and then we will say, once we find nothing, even though you'll be in our databases, databases. I'm sorry, I'm sounding like an American every day. We will send you on your merry way. Thank you. And here's a coupon to Subway, because us Londoners love our Subway. Rallies were held in other parts of the UK calling for a ceasefire, including in Manchester and Glasgow. Around 3,000 gathered in Belfast for a rally which walked along Royal Avenue to City Hall, while a demonstration is due to take place in Bristol on Sunday. Protests also took place outside of Britain with a large crowd of pro-Palestinian demonstrators chanting slogans outside the U.S. Embassy in Kuala Lumpur. So they went all the way over to Malaysia. All right. Addressing hundreds of thousands of supporters at a huge rally in Istanbul, Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan said Israel was an occupier, while rallies in Baghdad and the West Bank called for the boycott of Israeli goods. By the way, the Turkish president, oh yeah, he made them folks at the Israeli embassy say you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. And they said they getting the hell out of here. They ran back. Oh, Jesus. Calling away. Hello. Yes, doesn't stop and search sound better than stop and frisk? Hey, yo, you wild, son. Come in. Yo, yeah, we NYPD. Yeah, yo, son, yo, run your pockets, son. Hey, yo, my man, why is you at it running your pockets? Yo, man, take off your Tim, son. I know you got some weed up in your Tim. Take that shit off, son. What? Miranda, what? Nigga, what? This is we NYPD. We don't remember what? And I wish you would put a complaint on me, nigga. What? That's how New York get down. But in the UK, it's pleasant. They'll even after they violate you with the stop and search, they'll shake your hand and give you the coupon on the subway. Lord have mercy. People also took to the streets of Copenhagen, Rome, and Stockholm while a large demonstration was held in Wellington, New Zealand. The global rallies come after Israel intensified its bombardment of the Gaza Strip and said it was moving to the next stage of the war, with its military warning citizens to evacuate the northern area immediately. That's interesting. Quite interesting. Because I said, let me look up, see if I can find something, what's going on with northern Gaza. I want to see what that area looked like. Would y'all like to see what's in northern Gaza? Now they said they sent 100 warplanes over there. 100. Why? You need 100? Okay. So we found this map, Tabernacle. We found this map. Now here's Gaza. So they said the northern part. So I'm going to assume it's probably here. So you're allowed to fish, but they have 6 nautical miles here and then 15 here. And the red is their no-go area. And I'm guessing this is the crossing into Egypt. That's what I'm guessing. No, I'm sorry. Egypt's down here. I'm sorry. So this is probably going into Europe. Or maybe Saudi Arabia. I ain't sure. Might be Saudi Arabia. So let's see. So they're saying they need them to evacuate here, but I couldn't really find any information on what's up there. But if I was going to speculate, there's got to be water up there and some resources, or a very scarce amount. We ain't sure yet. Well, I'm still trying to find information on that, but back to the article. Israel also knocked out communications and created a near blackout of information, largely cutting off the 2.3 million people in besieged Gaza from contact with the outside world. Gaza officials have said the death toll in the enclave has climbed to 7,650 since Israel's bombardment began in response to attack by Hamas militants on 7 October, which Israel said killed 1,400 people. Excuse me. The UK government's position, backed by labor leader Sir Keir Starmer, has been to push for humanitarian pauses to allow aid into Gaza and to allow people, including 200 trapped British nationals, to escape the territories. Excuse me. Mr. Starmer has faced the pressure to change tack after a number of senior labor figures, including London Mayor Sadiq Khan, came out in support of a ceasefire. So there you go. They're not playing out here. And then it's funny, family, because Twitter's just become the place where you're going to debate Israel Hamas, even if you don't want to. Again, I stand with Black America. That's how I'm going to run this. Now, for obvious reasons, I really can't play a lot of these videos because they have violence, but I think I can show you this one. Tabernacle. Now, this is in Turkey. They said this was an estimated 1.5 million people in Istanbul. Interesting. Now, again, remember, Turkey they haven't picked a side, but they're leaning more to going against Israel. What's this? Israel cuts all ties with Elon Musk Starlink. Due to statements by Elon Musk, who promised satellite communication to internationally recognized organizations in the Gaza Strip, we have taken this position. Okay, do your thing. Do your thing. Now, Israel, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Huge demonstration in Portland. Over 5,000 people demanding ceasefire in Gaza. So they were praying before they go exterminate people. Okay. Allegedly. Okay. Ooh, New York City. You couldn't have a protest without New York getting involved. Let's see what New Yorkers said. Fair use. Wow. Okay, so y'all were on the Brooklyn Bridge. Okay, at least y'all were on the walkway. You didn't go on the road. That'd have been messed up. Bruh. Okay, family. I need this answered. Please tell me this. No, he's not black. Thank God. Because if he was black, I'm like, okay, so it's definitely a media thing. Have black people up in front. All right. He's not black. All right. Let's see what they said. Fair use. Okay, there you go. All right, so New York got into the act. So this was I think they did this yesterday, but this is Grand Central Station. So it says New York police have blocked the entrances to the metro station. So he's not from here, but they blocked entrances to Grand Central Station as Jewish Americans gather to protest Israel's invasion of Gaza. Let's see what they said. Was that a black guy? Probably was. Shit. Damn it. I hate when Twitter does that. Fuck. All right, whatever. Let's see. You want to hear what this white woman is saying? It says Holocaust and anti-Semitism are tricks to shut people up. Israel's first lady of human rights. What happens when people criticize Israel for the treatment of Palestinians? Shalamet Alani also talks about how power, money, and media help stifle dissent. You guys want to listen to this? If not, we'll just continue and get into the meat of the subject. I'm gonna let y'all decide that. I'm gonna check something. Just make sure I have everything. I just want to check something real quick. Okay. Let's see who else is in the building. Black First, hello. Denise Scales, hello. Black Spider, hello. Carla Lockhart, hello. Let me check this poll real quick. Pause. Yeah, make sure y'all hit up the poll. Pause. I'm interested in your answers. And thank you for hitting the Nightbot. You know what? I'm actually curious to see what this woman says. Fair use, YouTube. They ain't me saying it. This is her saying it. I just want different perspectives. I thought this was a learning platform. I'm just putting this out there now. Let's see what she talking about. Fair use.
The Israeli government. People here are called anti-Semitic. What is your response to that as an Israeli Jew?
Well, it's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring up the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then they are anti-Semitic. And the organization is strong and has a lot of money. And the ties between Israel and the American Jewish establishment are very strong. And they are strong in this country, as you know. They have power, which it's okay. They are talented people and they have power, money, and media and other things. And their attitude is Israel, my country, right or wrong, the identification. And they are not ready to hear criticism. And it's very easy to blame people who criticize certain acts of the Israeli government as anti-Semitics and to bring up the Holocaust and the suffering of the Jewish people. And that justify everything we do to the Palestinians.
I ain't exaggerating, family. I want to show you this. I literally just got this on my phone. I'm not even lying. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on. Let me stop the screen for a second. Look at that top. God damn. Look at that top, that Instagram. That literally just came on my phone. So people are even doing lives on this. Yeah, I might as well just stay on camera. People are doing lives over this. Hey, Jonathan Greenblatt, where are you, sir? When it started, you were all over the TV. Where you at now? Where are you, sir? You've been eerily quiet. Oh, that's right. You're about to fight that lawsuit from the NOI. You're right. Yeah. Tabernacle, would you like to see what he said lately? So this was yesterday. He said, Hamas is not just waging a war against Israel or the Jewish people. They are waging a war against anybody who loves life and who loves humanity. Thank you, Dr. Mijal Bitten. More administrators must speak out as pro-Hamas rhetoric continues to spread on campuses. Okay, let's see what she said. Fair use. I'm not playing 7 minutes, though. Maybe we'll see.
I stand here as a Latina immigrant who grew up in a community where Jews did not wear their kippah outside because they were scared. And I was told that would never happen here. I stand here as the witness of the devastating terror attack in Argentina sponsored by Iran that killed 85 Jews, including my best friend's father, Isaac Huli. And I was told America would never allow terror in its streets. I stand here as the...
Who wants to tell her? Who wants to? America doesn't allow terror in their streets? Who wants to tell her? Who wants to tell her? They have a militarized police force that does that on the daily. Maybe we should go educate her on the Jump Out Boys. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should show her the videos of what was going on during the coffee venereal disease up in major cities where they were dropping off bricks on pallets. Maybe we should show her that. Maybe we should show her what happened on January 6th, even though the whole world saw it. Maybe we should show her that. For you to say what you just said, that's disingenuous. America's been doing this for years. This is how to keep the public quiet. This happens every generation, man. Y'all pop something off, government I'm talking about. They pop something off, and then the people rally around, pick a side, and then they go outside and protest. They do this every time. Every time. So it's nothing new. But continue.
Daughter-in-law of Egyptian Jewish refugees who had to flee Egypt and who believed that there would be no anti-Semitism here. I stand here as a graduate of NYU, as a visiting researcher at Wagner, as a religious leader, as a mother, as a Middle Eastern brown Sephardic Jew, as a proud New Yorker, as a proud American.
Man, we've seen how they treat the brown-skinned Jewish people. We've seen this, but that's okay. You're telling your truth. It's okay. Continue.
And I stand here to cry out and to rage. What is this? What is this? What is this? How dare terror sympathizers, Hamas supporters come to this great city of New York? How dare students across universities threaten and terrorize Jewish students?
Now, full disclosure, I ain't hear that. I didn't hear that. So we're going to stay 50-50 with that. But ma'am, what about the doxing truck up in Harvard? I notice when y'all want to talk about what goes on in a situation, y'all never keep it even, but I get it. You have to push a narrative. See, this is why they need black folks in on this. Because we give, I'm sorry, family, I have to say, we give them permission. Because once they bring black people into it, whatever side we pick, that's the side they go with. But see, they have a problem now because with this situation, we're not picking a side. We're like, listen, we got problems at home. Let's focus on home. They don't want to hear that. They want us to pick a side. That's why every time they put up these posts, somehow, some way within that thread, somebody's taking a shot at black people. And credit to the family. We're not falling for it. Every time they try to bring us into it, we're like, this is not our fight. Because both sides have not been kind to us. This is not our fight. You can lie and say, you know what, we've been helping y'all since the 60s. We've been marching with Dr. King. You can say that. You could say that we're all black and brown. You could say every trigger thing you can. We don't want to hear it. Because when it came time to put up, a lot of y'all shut up. When we were asking for these reparations, it was the same people who said we were standing with you with Dr. King. We were standing with you as black and brown. Y'all didn't help us. Perfect example, when Tariq had his rally last November, there were Palestinians out there. Yes, family. Did the Palestinians come in and join and listen to what the people that he curated on stage hear what their arguments for reparations were, and took notes and say, you know what, this sounds like a credible argument. Let me get with these people. Let's have a conversation. Maybe it can benefit us later down the road. No. What did they do? They held a counter rally because he had 3,000 people there and they tried to siphon off the crowd. No. We had organizations like the ADL. I know a lot of y'all didn't know this. A lot of ADL operatives were trashing the reparations rally. I know a lot of y'all don't know that. I didn't even want to put that out there, but yeah. Because apparently, from what I heard, some NOI people, I don't know if this is true or not, but they said there was some NOI people at the rally. They went in and started trashing it. I ain't got that kind of time. We good. We're good. But it's funny that she said what she said. Now we're going to get into the meat of the show. You said why, ma'am? Tabernacle. This is why. And this has been known for decades, but y'all didn't care about that. The UN been told y'all. This ain't about some religious war. This ain't about ideological differences. This is about land and resources. This is all it is. This is a regular war. And if you were just honest with it, wouldn't have had a problem with it. We'd still stay out of it, but at least we'd say, you know what? At least the media and all these governments were actually telling the truth for once. No, you want to say it's because of Hamas, which Israel created, by the way. That's documented history, YouTube. I'm not just throwing out ad hominem. That is documented history. But there you go. Israel wants complete control of Palestinian land. The UN report. It's funny. Our media doesn't report this. Al Jazeera has to report it. It's funny as hell, isn't it? Independent commission set up by UN Human Rights Council, which is real, says Israel needs to end occupation, cease violating Palestinians' human rights. Sounds like what they're doing now, allegedly. Depends on how you want to look at it. When did they come out with this article, though? There you go. Last summer. They were in war in 2021. Y'all think Gaza was just this just happened? They just said, we're just going to start getting at Gaza. They got at Gaza 2 years ago. Look at this. I am not even going to say this sentence. Water, arable land, oil. Yeah. 3 things that'll put you on the map on the world stage. Yeah. But it's funny. I wanted to go down the list and see where this really started. Tabernacle. Shout out to Lisa Cabrera. She mentioned this when I did my Brandon Tatum video. She brought up the Balfour Declaration. Now, this ties into what I said earlier about the history of them folk and the UK and why they love the UK so much. The Balfour Declaration was a public statement issued by the British government in 1917 during the First World War, announcing its support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, then an Ottoman region with a small minority Jewish population. Now, remember last week when I did that live, I showed that map. Palestine was completely owned by the Palestinians. Save some Jewish land here and there. And then after World War II, it just became incredibly Israeli. Documented history, YouTube. Don't get mad at me. The declaration was contained in a letter dated November 2nd, 1917, from the United Kingdom's Foreign Secretary Arthur Balfour to Lord Rothschild. a leader of the British Jewish community, for transmission to the Z Federation of Great Britain and Ireland. The text of the declaration was published in the press on November 9th, 1917. So here's the text. Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you on behalf of His Majesty's government the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Z aspirations, which have been submitted to and approved by the cabinet. Quote, His Majesty's government view the favor of the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people and will use their best endeavors to facilitate the achievement of this object. It being clearly understood that nothing shall be done with which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine or the rights of political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Z Federation. It being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine. You mean like the whole damn country? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Here we go. Now, this is further down. This is after the war. The local Christian and Muslim community of Palestine, who constitute almost 90% of the population, strongly opposed the declaration. As described by the Palestinian American philosopher Edward Said in 1979, it was perceived as being made A, by a European power, B, about a non-European territory, C, in a flat disregard of both the presence and the wishes of the native majority resident in that territory, and D, it took the form of a promise about the same territory to another foreign group. According to the 1919 King Crane Commission, no British officer consulted by the commissioners believed that the Z program could be carried out except by force of arms. So they been told y'all not going. This is not going to work without going to war. But of course they didn't care because it's the UK. A declaration of the Muslim Christian Association, headed by Musa al-Husseini, expressed public disapproval on 3 November 1918, one day after the Z Commission parade marking the first anniversary of the Balfour Declaration. They handed a petition signed by more than 100 notables to Ronald Storrs, the British military governor. We have noticed yesterday a large crowd of Jews carrying banners and overrunning the streets, shouting words which hurt the feeling and wound the soul. They pretend with open voice that Palestine, which is the holy land of our fathers and the graveyard of our ancestors, which hasn't been inhabited by the Arabs for long ages, who loved it and died in defending it, it is now a national home for them. We Arabs, Muslim and Christian, have always sympathized profoundly with the persecuted Jews and their misfortunes in other countries. But there is wide difference between such sympathy and acceptance of such a nation ruling over us and disposing of our affairs. So the Muslims, the Arabs, and the Christians were living together, and it's funny. I want to say it, but I got to figure out how to say it without saying it. It's almost like when you bring an outside. It's almost like when you bring an outside entity, anarchy seems to show up. You know how when you do research on atoms and you add extra electrons, you can change the makeup of that piece of matter, or you could have a volatile reaction. It's hilarious. The group also protested the carrying of new white and blue banners with two inverted triangles in the middle, drawing the attention of the British authorities to the serious consequences of any political implications of raising the banners. I wonder what they were talking about. You know what they were talking about. I'm just saying that for YouTube's sake. Later that month, on the first anniversary of the occupation of Jaffa by the British, the Muslim Christian Association sent a lengthy memorandum and petition to the military government protesting once more any formation of a Jewish state. The majority of Britain's military leaders considered Balfour's declaration either a mistake or one that presented grave risks. But I want to go back to this right here, family. I want to go back to this. They pretend with open voice that Palestine, which is the holy land of our fathers and the graveyard of our ancestors, which has been inhabited by the Arabs for long ages who loved it and died in defending it, is now a national home for them. Now, when I read this, I was like, world history escapes a lot of people. Then I found this tabernacle. Now, people, especially Brandon Tatum, were over there saying that that's Israel's land. And other people were like, bro, you need to go do your history. You need to go do your research. That is not Israel's land. So I said, let me look. Let's educate. Let's see. So this is Israel. Israel first appears near the end of the 13th century BC within the Europe. No, why did I say Europe? Sorry. Egyptian Merneptah. I guess that's Merneptah. I'm sorry. Stele. Referring apparently to a people rather than a place inhabiting what was then Canaan. A few centuries later in that region, we find two sister kingdoms, Israel and Judah, the origin of the term Jew. According to the Bible, they had first been a monarchy comprising both, apparently also called Israel. In about 722 BC, the kingdom of Israel was conquered by the Neo-Assyrian Empire, centered in what's now Iraq. As an ancient geographical term, Israel was no more. And for those who know, Iraq was also called what? Babylon. Judah alone. Less than a century and a half later, Judah was overthrown. Its capital, Jerusalem, was sacked. The Jewish temple destroyed, and many of Judah's inhabitants were exiled to Babylonia. Following the exiles and a little under 50 years later, the territory of the former kingdom of Judah served as the heart of Judaism for almost 7 centuries, although the rebuilt temple was again destroyed in AD 70 by the Romans. Palestine. In AD 135, following a failed Jewish revolt, Roman Emperor Hadrian expelled the Jews from Jerusalem and decreed that the city and surrounding territory be part of a larger entity called Syria Palestina. Palestina took its name from the coastal territory of the ancient Philistines, enemies of the Israelites, ancestors of the Jews. Subsequent to the Islamic conquest of the Middle East in the 7th century, Arab peoples began to settle in the former Palestinian. Apart from about 90 years of Crusader domination, the land fell under Muslim control for just under 1,200 years. Although Jewish habitation never ceased, the population was overwhelmingly Arab. Here we go. Z and British control. In the second half of the 19th century, the long-standing yearning of Jews in the diaspora to return to the territory of their ancestors culminated in a nationalistic movement called Zionism. The Zionist cause was driven by steeply rising hatred towards Jews in Europe and Russia. Immigrating Jews encountered a predominantly Arab populace who also considered it their ancestral homeland. At that time, the land comprised 3 administrative regions of the Ottoman Empire, none of which was called Palestine. In 1917, the land came under British rule. In 1923, mandatory Palestine, which also included the current state of Jordan, was created. Its Arab inhabitants saw themselves primarily not as Palestinians in the sense of a nation, but instead as Arabs living in Palestine, or rather Greater Syria. Zionist leaders in mandatory Palestine strove hard to increase Jewish numbers to solidify claims to statehood, but in 1939, the British strictly limited Jewish immigration. Ultimately, the Zionist project succeeded because of global horror in response to the Holocaust. In November 1947, the United Nations General Assembly passed Resolution 181, partitioning the land into independent Arab and Jewish states. The resolution met immediate Arab rejection. Palestinian militias attacked Jewish settlements. On May 4th, 1948, the Zionist leadership declared the founding of the State of Israel. So I said, let me look up Canaan, right? We got to look up Canaan. We got to look up Canaan. Val Williams, hello. So the Troubleman twins have finally arrived. Here we go. All right. Yes, I am going to skip this 1 minute read. Yes, we're going to skip it. Now, it says Canaan was a Semitic-speaking civilization and region of the southern Levant in the ancient Near East during the late 2nd millennium BC. Canaan had significant geopolitical importance in the late Bronze Age Amarna period, as the area where the spheres of interest of the Egyptian, Hittite, Mitanni, and Assyrian empires converged or overlapped. Much of present-day knowledge about Canaan stems from archaeological excavation. Sorry. Damn, my mouth is dry. Pause. Let me just start again. Much of present-day knowledge about Canaan stems from archaeological excavation in this area at sites such as Tel Hazor, Tel Megiddo, and Ensur and Giza, or Gazer, whatever. The name Canaan appears throughout the Bible as a geography associated with the Promised Land. The Demonin Canaanites serves as an ethnic catch-all term covering various indigenous populations, both settled and nomadic pastoral groups throughout the regions of the southern Levant or Canaan. It is by far the most frequently used ethnic term in the Bible. Now, let's see. They have it somewhere. Well, they show. I think it was back up top. So technically, from what I've been reading and doing my little bit of research, this is all Arab land, technically. This was all Arab land. But I guess they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to acknowledge that. I still don't get why you would take somebody's land from them. I'm just saying. You could have easily just got that resolution that you did 50-50. You get some of the arable land, the Jews get some of the arable land. Palestinians get the water. Jews can get some of this water and split the shit. Y'all didn't even do that. Y'all just took their land and gave the Jews the majority of it. And you wonder why they're pissed. Unbelievable. But before we go, family, because I don't want to stay on here too long. Guess who talking? That's right. Him. He talking. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes and I'm getting out of here. Tabernacle.
Or we're not going to have a country left. Very simple. We're not going to have a country left. Just
this man has a book.
Customs and Border Patrol distributed a warning that Hamas. Has anyone ever heard of Hamas?
This man got a book. He got a binder now.
Not nice. And Hezbollah and the
come look at his binder.
Islamic Jihad could try to infiltrate terrorists across the border.
Well, he
and
doing
into our
a he
country.
doing a
Thank you
speech
very
right now.
much.
He got
You
a
know,
binder.
the same people.
Somebody
that
told him you
attacked
got to write
Israel
down your
are coming
words.
into our country too. And did you ever notice? Somebody said the other day, some fool on CNN said, "Oh, isn't that nice?
this.
They're all nice young men."
This
They
man
have
got a
young
trapper
men,
keeper.
23, 24, 22 years old, strong. They like nice young men. There's something going on. There's something going on. It's not a good thing. They have a lot of young men, young, strong men. I don't want to insult the women, but they're young, strong men, even though,
Look at this.
as you know, they want men to play in women's sports. You know that? We're not going to allow that.
We're not going to allow that.
We're not allowing that. We're not
not.
allowing that. So, yeah, one of their favorite things we want. Who would want that? Think of it. Open borders, pay high taxes, pay high interest rates. You can't buy a home, bad education, woke military. There's not a policy they have. No voter ID, rigged elections. Who would want this? And then they come up with
Stop
men
saying
have the
that.
ability to play.
Targeted a child.
You got to get off the
deliberately
crack pipe, man, please.
Extraordinary athlete. I want to play. You know, I'm not a big fan of LeBron James, but I would go to him and I'd say, LeBron, have you ever thought of playing women's basketball?
Bruh.
Because I would be the greatest coach in history, I believe. I'd get LeBron to transition.
Bruh. What, is he serious?
I'd get three or four other
LeBron James should
people to
transition into a woman
transition.
and play in the WNBA.
And I would be better than John Wooden. I would be the greatest basketball coach in history. We would go. We would be.
Oh God, he
be
officially
undefeated.
No medicine.
They wouldn't even get old, the players.
There'd
They
be
could
no
70,
mayonnaise.
75.
No
Just keep playing.
medicine.
Don't worry about it.
There'd be no
Undefeated. They'd be
mayonnaise.
undefeated for
No
42 years
medicine.
before they retire.
There'd be no.
One day I'll terminate every single, on day one, we're going to terminate every single open borders policy of the Biden administration.
How do you go from wait a minute. Hold it.
And we will begin the
family. How do you go from talking about the border to talking about women's sports and talking about LeBron James transitioning and then go back to the border? Even with a binder, he all over the place. What is going on?
General, actually underrated. He's a great general. When he was president, he deported. He was very much into it. He said, you have to come in legally. That's the same with me. Have to come into the country legally, right? Legally. And he did tremendous deportation and, you know, works. But we have all of these people coming in, and we do have many, many criminals and people that shouldn't be in our country, including disease.
You have a binder and you're still off topic. What the hell?
They do pain things. It's just not right. What's happening? Who would think that this is a good thing? Who would think this is a good thing? It's so sad. And we're gonna take, and I think that's why we're leading Biden by 10 points, 12 points, 14 points. But what they do is they say, you know, he's killing us. Let's indict him. What do we do? Oh, he complained about the election. Let's indict him because he complained about the election, which was rigged, by the way.
Will you shut up?
See, most guys would say, oh, I don't want to say it was rigged because it was so rigged. But what happens is they indict me because
Who cares?
complain about the election. Well, so does about 80% of the country complain because it was a rigged election. It was a rigged election. And then you have the weak people, some weak people.
Now get out.
They fought.
Two of you
and then
fucking
all of
up a nice day.
These animals have
That's
been going after them for 3
that's
years.
Trump and his
They said,
binder.
"Oh,
They're messing up a
let me
nice day.
say- Let me make up a story about Trump. I'll do anything. Just leave me alone. They get,
Shut
you know what?
up.
Honestly, I don't blame them that much. They get tired, but we don't get tired. We got to straighten out our country. We got to straighten out our borders and our elections, and we're going to do it fast. So we have not one, but two immigration disasters. You know that we have the border, and we also have the Biden State Department, which is flooding our country with jihadists, Hamas. They're flooding into our country. They're sympathizers. That's why you see these big rallies all over the place. They came in over a very short period of time. A lot of
Oh
them
my
came
God.
into
Now
Obama.
he's saying
Barack
Hamas is
Hussein
in
Obama. Has
America.
anyone
It probably is,
heard of
but I mean,
Remember Rush?
please, you better have
Remember
data.
Rush Limbaugh, the great Rush? He'd go, Barack Hussein Obama. Barack Hussein Obama. He was a great piece of work. We miss him. But you see now how important it was to have the Trump travel ban. Remember the Trump travel ban? And for 4 years, you had no problems, did you? You had none. Now you have problems. Yeah, you have
Your travel
problems.
ban
Think
didn't
of it,
exactly
World Trade
work,
Center,
sir,
so many things before. During our 4
because
years,
you
we had
didn't
no
put your
problems.
foot down
And
and
I could never
say
talk about it during
nobody
the 4
from
years
China
because I
gets
didn't
in
want
here,
something
and
to
look what
happen the next
happened.
day. So I wouldn't want to say. But after I left, I talk about it all the time. We had a travel ban that was very
What?
restrictive to certain countries.
Oh, hell
where
no.
they want to send
All right,
people
family, I just
innocent to
found
our
some.
country.
I can't
So
listen
if you
to
don't
this
mind,
man.
we'll have it again. Okay? Is that okay?
Shut up.
And we won it.
I just saw this, and this is what the use of grief, what the black struggle can tell us about the Israel Hamas war. Wait, what? Okay. Okay. I'm all right. Okay. Okay. I don't want y'all to throw up. I'm going to have to read this myself before I decide if I'm going to read this or do a video on it. Stop bringing us into this. You mentioned black 27 times in this. Why are you bringing black struggle into this? Why? What? Wait, what? Solidarity between Gaza and the Black Ghetto became a theme of the Black Lives Matter protests in 2014 when dissidents clashed with cops in the majority black suburb of Ferguson, Missouri. Palestinian sympathizers shared tips on Twitter on how to fight the effects of tear gas. It feels so weird, one post read, using my experience from Palestine and Israeli opposition to give advice to Ferguson. Huh? What? I don't even remember them talking about Gaza during Ferguson. What? Again, I don't remember this. You know what? I have it in it. Let me see something. I want to see something for you. Surprising solidarity between Gaza and Ferguson. Huh? Okay. Well, that was a decade ago. I'm still staying with Black America. We good on this. That's their problem. Just don't bring the crap over here. That's all I'm saying. Don't bring the crap over here. All right, that was it. I ain't got nothing else. Hopefully, y'all got enough information through me about what was going on down here. I don't know if it's revisionist history, Val. I don't know. I think they just trying to get us to jump into this. We ain't double dutching into this. This is their problem. I'm sorry, but after seeing that video of them going after the Somali Jews, and I'm talking about them folk, nah, we good. The Ethiopian ones, the way they used to talk to them like dogs, nah, we good. We good. We're good. They're impressing them. They've been impressing them for decades. We're all right. When I remember reading this story during the scamdemic, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Exactly. We have no dog in this fight, except until you bring the BS over here. I don't care. Do your thing. Figure it out. That's what they keep telling us, right? Figure it out. We're okay. The hell is this? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, so yeah, Mike Pence is out. Who cares? Larry Elder was being in. He ain't saying nothing egregious. He just talking again. The Coonstra said something. She arguing with anybody who want to argue on Twitter. It's just funny. You're right, Val. We have no friends. Except we have no friends. We only have family. That's what's going to get us through this. I don't think I got anything else. Nah. It's been a slow news day. The old boy allegedly killed himself, so no justice for them folk. Oh, I meant to tell y'all, if y'all not, I know a lot of y'all not on Twitter. I had them white supremacists pissed yesterday. Oh, we know, Lisa. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You said the ladies reject them second highest rated skincare. Oh, we know. Val Williams, thank you for the $5. And Carla, thank you for the $5. We know, but we ain't allowed to say it because you know what's gonna happen. We's gonna get the X put on us. We don't need that. But family, I had these white boys spinning, and I purposely did it the way I did it. Dwan B is wild. Well, first, let me talk about that before I go. So Tariq put up a post about the white man. And of course, you know, the trolls came up in there talking about per capita and all about how black people commit all the crime. So I said, you know what? Let me screw with them a little bit. Family, when I tell you, when I dropped that per capita in there, oh my God. Here they come. Sound like a bunch of animals running away from them because they trying to get that they bee on. You know what I'm talking about. It was funny as hell.
And folk, them white people lost their mind.
They were so pissed. They were so pissed. Let me see if I can find that where it actually started. They were, look at family. When I tell you, look, this is all them. This is all I said was per capita. Look, this went on for at least, I want to say, when I left to go to the plantation, that's when I put it. It didn't stop until I muted it before I went to sleep. That's how pressed they were because I said per capita. It's BS. They lost their minds. Look at all these replies just on what I said. Just on what I said. Just on what I said. Like they're even resorting to putting up this stat. Like we know the cops shoot more white people. We understand that. We understand that. The problem is when they shoot white people, when they shoot black folk, it's over BS reasons. Most white people are shot at traffic stops, but they never want to talk about that. So they're not even complying when the cops say something to them. Black people walk down the street, black people get shot. That's why it gets more attention, because it's out of the status quo. Philando Castile was complying at a traffic stop. He got shot. How does a Tatiana Jefferson in her home playing video games with her nephew hear a sound? The cop shoots through the window. Hey, white people, let me hit you with this. Y'all were losing your minds when down in Oklahoma, old boy had his son in the truck, drunk on a DUI stop. They saw a gun, shot in the truck, killed the little boy. Y'all went nuts. I remember it well when I was on Facebook. Y'all went nuts. But now you got people who are advocating and running around saying that they were right, that George Floyd died of a drug overdose, not the 12-minute snuff film that we saw. That didn't happen. And then they're going to use the excuse that we're trying to make him a martyr. No. He represents exactly what we've been telling you for years. This is how the cops operate when it comes to us. But look at this. I'm going to keep going. Look at this. Like, he's so dumb. He said, imagine believing there's only been 148 mass shootings in the past 5 decades. Your man, Obama, lowered the threshold. So this should tell you that most of the mass shootings, because I sent them the chart, most of the mass shootings are done by white folk. Even with the lower threshold, y'all are still doing it. It's funny that they went this hard to defend their BS 1350 the day or two after one of their own went on a spree. It's funny. They couldn't even let them say this was egregious. He was a military man. We got to find out what's going on. Family, do you understand that they sacrificed? I don't mean to use that word, but do you understand that they sacrificed fighting for the victims of this tragedy? They sacrificed all that to go after black people. I'm going to say that again. Instead of using their power, because they have power, online to advocate for these victims, they use their power and their platforms to talk crap about black people who had nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. Then I had some black fool tell me that some BS stat. I don't even know where he got this from. Talking about some, if it was 152% of the mass shootings, if you doubled it, some crap, it sounded like corner conservative babble. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, if black people committed 152% of the murders in this country, there would be no country. Look, 60% of all violent crime. Family, were y'all not here when I literally did the math? It's nowhere close. They keep jumping this number. First it was 50, then it was 52, then I saw 55. Now it's at 60. Where are they getting these numbers from? Sybil, hello. Andre, hello. Where are y'all getting these numbers from? Y'all just making shit up. Y'all think we dumb. Hey, white people, we invented math. The black ancestors created math. But that's okay. We get it. Y'all don't understand it. Y'all don't understand math. I literally did the calculations on the screen. It's literally under 50%. But of course, I'm white and I say so. Look at them. Pissed. Look at this. Pissed. Oh, man. Oh, what? Oh. So mad. So, family, if you ever want to trigger white people, just say per capita is an economic term and should have never been used for crime. They lose their life. They lose their minds. They will fight you to the bitter end. This other fool had the nerve to tell me that, because I said earlier, which he didn't see, that a lot of these police precincts don't report their crime. So just imagine what the white crime rate would be. I didn't say that part, but let's just imagine what that crime rate would be. This fool had the nerve to tell me that the states don't report their crime to the FBI, like Illinois. So we know he was trying to say Chicago without saying Chicago. A 12-second Google search, I gave him the exact link to where Illinois sent their FBI data in 2019. They just be talking. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. But I also said that Dwambi is hilarious. He said, and not one incident popped off, but if a few kids did something silly, most of you Negroes would be saying black folks can't do nothing right. This is why I can't stand Negroes that say that events go off without a hitch the overwhelming majority of the time, but let one incident happen, we all got to suffer. 500,000 people at Taste of Soul in LA. That is what's up. But that's it, family. That's all I got. This Robert Card situation just let me know again that the white vote will doom us all. Oh, they're so ignorant. The most dangerous person in America, family, is an ignorant person with power. On that note, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Jason Black is live. Head over there and get some more learning. I am going to go relax because I got to go to plantation tomorrow. But we will be back Monday. Monday afternoon. We're going to have fun. It's going to be an open panel. Get ready, family. We're going to talk about, finally, some battle rap. We're going to have it. I know it's Halloween. You know what? It's almost Halloween. What am I saying? Let's talk about Halloween and some of the best horror-related content that we can discuss. And it will be an open panel. We'll do battle rap next month for the birthday month. The birthday month is almost here. So, you know, we have fun usually for the birthday month. I might even have a surprise for y'all. We ain't sure yet. We're still working it out. But on that note, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence and your day.